Hey everyone, it's me, the guy you expected when you clicked on the video. Welcome back to the playground for my last 3 remaining brain cells, known as Europa Universalis IV. By the way, we are very close to 30k, so I'm no longer asking you to subscribe. This is now in order. Do it. Maybe then we'd actually get this number above 25%. Anyways, haven't done a like goal in a while, so I don't know, maybe 17 likes or something? No, wait, hold on. 18. There we go. Alright, cool, let's get started. Iron Man as usual, and let's begin. So I hope you guys are ready for a pretty interesting run here, because the Hanseatic League isn't a regular formable, and I mean, a lot of people didn't even know it existed, so that's fair. But you really just have to do a bunch of missions, and then you eventually go all the way down here, and you unite the league, and then when you do that, you become the Hanseatic League, in quotes. It's really just a name change, nothing else happens. But you do get to turn your trade league members into vassals, and that's pretty good. There are a lot of steps before we get there though. For instance, invading Novgorod, having 10 heavy ships, making a flagship of course, and becoming a great power, and having 6 merchants. So this run might take a little longer than the other ones to say the least. Anyway, let's get started. Firstly, we can start off with our rivals here, which will be these guys, because they have most of the trade centers, plus I need Mecklenburg. And we also need 12,000 men in the army, so even though it's going to cost us quite a lot to do that, let's do it anyway. Let's try and ally up with Brandenburg, and let's ally Lubeck. I can't believe you've done this. Well, that's going to make things a lot more difficult. So I can grab my claim, but don't really know if I'm going to be able to do much with it. Well, here goes nothing. All it takes is one good battle at the beginning to win. That actually wasn't so bad. Alright, well that's most of the occupation there. Okay, that's actually not too bad of a start. I'm just going to go ahead and ask for a little bit of money and some more reps from Brandenburg, and hopefully we can be friends later. Anyway, there we have mission number 2, which gives me a permaclaim on this island that I won't be getting for a very long time. Anyway, now that that's all over with, I can repay my 9 ducat loan. And we have lots of money to hire advisors with. Oh yeah, this problem. Well, okay, let's try and be friendlier with Austria. And let's reestablish some ties with Brandenburg. Well that's awkward. Yeah, wow, don't know about that one. Also, you know it's a good idea to do in the HRE like 90% of the time? Don't forget to change your merchants over to this trading policy. I mean, it's not like that 5% trade power is gonna do much for you, so you may as well improve some relations. Okay, those cores are done finally. So let's build up a few more galleys. And very briefly, I'm just going to go ahead and grab myself a little claim here. Hey, Denmark, would you like to be friends real quick? Wonderful, we'll just have to wait until he's at peace. Alright, first reform time. Obviously, we're going to get more Republican tradition. And it's off to war we go. Well, this could go really poorly. Alright, never mind, that wasn't so bad. Okay, there goes Brunswick. Okay, he can just give me a bunch of prestige and money, and that will be fine. Also, looks like Denmark's finally peaced out, so we can get a little bit more trade power. Ah, yes. Trade. As for Luneburg, you're just going to turn into a vassal for a little bit less aggressive expansion, that would be fine. And yoink. Next up, we're going to use those claims to take these 2 provinces as well. Okay, we have plenty of money, so I'm just going to shuffle through a couple of advisors until we get an improved relations one. There we go. And we'll be taking that, thank you very much. And we've grabbed the Renaissance. Nice. Now, first idea group. Normally I would pick diplomatic for a little bit of increased aggressive expansion decay. Or maybe since we're Lubeck you'd think we want to pick up trade or something, which we will have to, but probably not right now. In this case though, I'm really considering quantity. We do make a lot of money, and I could definitely field a larger army. I just don't exactly have the space for it. So let's do that. Yup, there's nothing I love more than a speedrun than sitting here on speed 5 doing nothing. Or in other words, the average HRE run. Well, darn, there goes the guy I actually kind of liked. Just got him to 5562, that sucks. Alright everyone, wake up, we can actually do something. So I have no idea how this works, but apparently I can just bring in Denmark if I bring in Brandenburg first. Okay, sure, good luck getting anything though. That looks like half of Bohemia's army. So if we can wipe that, that would be great. Well, not the worst battle. Maybe this will take care of them. There we go. And there goes Prague. So let's get a bunch of money and prestige. So the whole plan over here with Volgast wasn't really to actually take too much land. I will take one piece of land, of course. But really I just want to vassalize them, actually. It's a lot less aggressive expansion this way, but if I take this one province, then I can, you know, own a little bit extra. Plus, it's a trade center, so I kind of want it. Also, if I vassalize, for some reason that doesn't make Denmark angry that we didn't give them any land, even though I did call them in on the promise of land, so don't know how that works, but cool. That's pretty irrelevant though, considering the fact that I am going to have to eventually take a province away from Denmark. Okay, fine, I guess I can rival Denmark. And instead, I think it would be fine to ally up with Poland. And let's annex our vassal. Alright, once again, no idea how this happened, but there we go, global dominance already, somehow. I think the biggest problem we're going to have to deal with throughout this campaign is Denmark's massive navy. It doesn't help that his subjects also have navies that are pretty much as big as mine, but like, sheesh. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. And there we go. We can state that up real quick, and let's decrease that autonomy. There we go, just made enough lights to actually get myself a quick flagship. Let's make that a lightship with trade power, blockade, and engagement with... Hey, that's a pretty good opportunity. Looks like Sweden is finally trying to grab some independence real quick. With the help of Lithuania, interestingly enough. Fighting the Danish Navy is going to be a bit of a problem, but thankfully we do have the Swedes to help us, and it doesn't look like Norway has too many ships, so let's see what we can get done. Really? If only we had common sense. Okay, great that we managed to siege this, but keep in mind this fort was level 2 and this fort's level 1, and yeah, we haven't done much here. Also, this general has no siege, so yeah, pretty bad luck, huh? Alright, now we can pick up Miltech 7 as well, and yeah, not really much else we can do here, huh? Ah, geez, I've been sitting here for so long I almost forgot I'm in a war. Oh, and of course, immediately Sweden decides to rival me. Thanks, Sweden. Thought maybe we could be friends and, you know, beat up Denmark together, but nah, that's okay, that's cool. Finally. Max ticking war score. Alright, I'm taking these two centers of trade and I'm heading out. Let's get a claim on this guy, and let's start to integrate our subject. And let's begin. Now we're gonna do something a little funky. And we'll annex this province. Okay, now we have another merchant to slap down, and there goes subject number 2. So, 44 years in, still not a great power, which unfortunately we do have to be eventually. So far we're not looking so bad, but let's speed that up, shall we? Well, that wasn't a very smart idea, was it? Wait a minute, where'd you get the rest of these ships from? Oh, finally, been waiting a long time for this one. Now I can actually have a properly sized army after all these years. No more being over force limit all the time. And rip that Novgorod fleet. And rip, and rip. Oh, you even had a heavy. Oh, thanks, dude, that's free. So that's pretty much everything I can take, plus Novgorod's being slapped on Muscovy right now. I'd say it's about time we got a whole lot bigger. Thick Lubeck. There we go, now we've gotten our leader to max stats finally. Also he's strict, which is pretty nice. But anyway, we're just gonna sit here and core up the rest of the Sweden land before we go ahead and attack Denmark. If I build a couple of galleys this time, I'll be pretty confident that we'll be able to take out Denmark, so let's hope for the best. There we go, that's all over with. So let's go ahead and turn a couple of these into actual states. 8 ducats over force limit, yeah, it's wartime. Well, looks like Sweden just lost, and now they're back in a personal union. Well, there goes Dithmarschen. And now we can finally pick ourselves up some trade ideas. Normally it would be a little weird to pick up trade ideas this early on. Well, maybe not as Lubeck, but... Anyway, we do need 6 merchants, so that's sort of how it is. It's not like we're really gonna get that many, except maybe possibly 1 extra if I trade company this area. But yeah, that's really about it. I'm sorry. Who? Okay then. There we go. And rip Denmark's navy. I'd say we did our job pretty well over here. Wait, I can just get 3 heavies for 50 ducats? Sure, I guess so. In the meantime, I can get rid of all these cogs I don't need. Okay, now we have access to shipyards. So I am gonna go ahead and build at least 1. Wait a second, Sweden became independent again. Wait a minute. There we go, now we can get Sweden out. There goes the siege of Gotland finally. This coalition's slightly risky, but it's really not too bad. Plus, that'll get us Scotland, which we need, and these 2 provinces, and that's good enough for me. Now, we should probably be friends with Lithuania as well, since the next target is going to end up being Muscovy. And they're going to be a little tougher than Denmark was. Plus, with all this extra money, I can just go ahead and get a couple more shipyards, because we're going to need them anyway. Oh, well, that's awkward. Yeah, that's a little too early, actually. Don't think we can, help you with that one. Well, opportunities do often arise from the weirdest places. Maybe we can take Novgorod in this war. It's a pretty fat chance, but I'll give it a shot. Ooh, also don't want to forget to click this button, actually. Might not be useful now, but it's not like it's really ever going to be too useful anyway. Rest in peace, this guy. He was great for a really long time, but yeah, he had to go eventually. And rip. Alright, hopefully this doesn't take too long. They're getting a little closer, I don't like it. There we go. We're pretty close. Yeah, boy. Yeah, that's looking pretty spicy. Okay, let's use that money to get the rest of those lights we need. Okay, let's slap a trading post on here real quick. And there we go, we've returned Visby to the League. Could have saved a couple of points if I had done that, you know, before coring Novgorod. Whatever. At this point, there are really only a few things left to do. I need to get a bunch of heavies, get a bunch of money, hire an advisor, dominate my trade node, and get more merchants. And that's about it. Well, other than the become a great power thing. We still have to do that. So, we need basically 100 dev as fast as we can make it. Now, Sweden can provide for a pretty decent amount of that, but we're still going to have to find another source somewhere. Well, if I have to, I can always just anger the entire HRE. Well, let's do what we can for now, like completing these missions over here. And now I just need a whole bunch of money. Now, theoretically, I could just take out a bunch of loans for this, couldn't I? Yeah, I'm just gonna do that real quick. Yeah, there we go. And clearly the game does want me to spend this on upgrading Lubeck, so... Alright, now we can go ahead and build a whole bunch of heavies as well. And now is the time for war. Okay, here's merchant number 5. Okay, 10 heavies done. And the Queen of the League. And we can put down a trading post in Novgorod, which will give us even more control in Novgorod. Plus we have dominated commerce. And all we need to do now is unite the League. Stonks. And that should take care of you. Okay, from the Livonian Order, I will be taking 3 provinces just real quick. I need a little bit of extra dev here and there. I'm just going to sit on Sweden for a little bit longer, because if I take everything right now, then we're going to get a pretty sizable coalition, actually. Alright, looking pretty good. And yoink. Okay, now we're getting pretty close. Well, small coalition's starting to form up here. I don't expect it'll get too big, but, well, if it does, we can just ally a bunch of people, I guess. Well, the next few minutes is just going to be me waiting to core stuff and getting a couple more trade ideas, so I will see you guys when we're done with that. Okay, it turns out I can actually just grab that extra merchant right now by upgrading Novgorod. And funny enough, there might actually just be a very, very easy way for us to finish this off. Let's take out a couple of loans, and let's embrace the institution. That puts us very close up to Austria. And just to end things off here, I think all we have to do is a tiny little bit of development. And there we are. We're now a great power, and we have 6 merchants. I think, yeah, we just have a little bit of a hiccup with our trade real quick. It should next month calculate correctly. And assuming everything goes according to plan, we should now unite the Hanseatic League. There we go. I must say, I'm a little bit dissatisfied with this run. I thought it would be faster than it was. In the end, it did end up being 68 years or something. Yeah, not a great number, to be honest. It really isn't. Well, if I had decided to not take up these 2 ideas here, and instead if I just got a merchant from here, and I just had the 1 merchant from the first idea, and then I decided to dev, I definitely could have done this a few years earlier. On top of that, it's pretty hard to tell how I could have done this faster, but it just feels like 68 years is a really long time. Yeah, I'll definitely say it's not really my finest work, but hey, at least it's a fun run. Lubeck is pretty overpowered, as you can see. The income is pretty substantial for early game. In fact, we do make the 2nd most income in the world behind the Ottomans right now, which is pretty respectable. So here are the technologies, the ideas of course, the military as well. We can have a very large force limit now because we have a bunch of vassals. Plus full quantity and all that stuff. But yeah, other than a speed forming, I would recommend Lubeck as a campaign. It's a lot of fun, and as you can see, it's a little challenging at times, but it's very rewarding. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy it, that would be hugely appreciated. And of course, getting us closer to 30k would be wonderful. Unless we're already there by the time this video releases, who knows. Well, if you like what you saw, then you can subscribe anyway. For now, this is Quarbit signing off on the Hanseatic League speedrun, and as always, have a fantastic day. As always, huge thank you to the wonderful people up on screen. Big shout out to Ben Greenhagen, Brennan Arsenault, Dire Avenger, Quiet Guy, Torvald, Bouncer Steve, Commander Natsuki, Robert Caleno, Rockbox 2020, Snow Raven, Chewy Shoot, and The Watcher for being particularly fantastic patrons this month. All of the people up here had access to this video early, so if you'd also like to have early access, then the Patreon link is in the description down below. And if you want to check out some more cool videos, then personally I recommend some of the ones that you're seeing on your screen right here.